I never thought silence could be this loud. It echoes with all the words you never said, with the love you never showed. And now I find myself drowning in the regret of what could have been if only you had let me in. The weight of your absence feels heavier with each passing day. My heart aches for the love you never allowed yourself to give, for the moments we never got to share, because you held back when all I wanted was for you to open your heart. I wonder if you realize how much I wanted to be the person you ran to, the one you confided in, but you never gave me that chance. Now, all I have left is the regret of knowing you loved me, but not enough to trust me with your deepest fears. It's funny how the thing I longed for the most was the one thing you never offered, your vulnerability. I would have held it gently, loved you fiercely, but you never gave me the opportunity. And now, that's a regret I carry with me every day. I kept waiting for the day you'd let me in completely, the day you'd stop holding back. But that day never came. Now I'm left wondering what we could have been if you had only trusted me with all of you. Your love was always there, lingering just beneath the surface, but you never let it shine through. I watched you guard your heart, never allowing me to see the depth of your feelings. And now, I regret that I never got to experience the full force of your love. I can feel the distance between us, not in miles, but in all the things you never said. The love that was never spoken, the affection never shown. It lingers like a shadow over what could have been. And now, I regret that I never knew the real you. I spent so much time trying to understand you, trying to reach the parts of you that you kept hidden. But no matter how hard I tried, you never let me see the real you. Now, I regret that I'll never know the depths of your love. The moments we shared were beautiful, but they were always incomplete. There was always something you held back, something you never said. And now, I'm left with a heart full of questions and a soul filled with regret. I saw the potential in us, in the love we could have shared, but you never allowed yourself to fully love me, to let go of your fears. Now, all I have are memories of what could have been, and the regret of knowing we never reached our full potential. I loved you with everything I had, but you never gave me the same in return. You held back, and now I'm left wondering if we could have been something truly special if only you had let me in. I regret that you never saw me as your safe space, the person you could lean on. You never opened up, never let me in, and now we're both left with the remnants of a love that could have been so much more. The love I have for you still lingers, but it's tinged with regret. Regret that you never fully gave yourself to me, that you kept your heart locked away when all I wanted was to love you completely. I know you cared. I could feel it in the little things you did, but you never let me into your heart fully, never let me love you the way I wanted to. And now, I'm left with the regret of what could have been. I tried to be patient, to wait for the day you'd finally let me in, but that day never came. Now I'm filled with regret, wondering if we could have been happier if you had just allowed yourself to love me without fear. The hardest part about loving you was knowing that you loved me too, but never fully. You held back when all I wanted was for you to let go. Now I regret that I'll never know what it feels like to be loved by you completely. Every day, I wonder what we could have been if you had just let your guard down, if you had let me see the real you, if you had trusted me with your heart. But you never did, and now I live with the regret of what we lost. I can't stop thinking about all the things you never said, all the ways you never showed me love. It haunts me, the thought that we could have been something more if only you had allowed yourself to truly love me. I loved you fiercely, but you never let me see all of you. You kept your heart guarded, never allowing me in fully. And now I regret that I'll never know what it's like to love the real you. You were always so close, yet so far away. I could feel your love, but you never let it show completely. Now, I regret that we never had the chance to fully experience what we could have been together. I waited for you to open up, to let me in, to trust me with your heart. But you never did. And now I'm left with the regret of knowing we could have had something beautiful if only you had let me love you. There's an ache in my heart, not because you didn't love me, but because you never showed it the way I needed. You never fully let me in, and now I regret that we'll never know what we could have been together. I loved you deeply, but it always felt like you were holding back. You never let me see all of you, and now I regret that we'll never know what we could have been if you had only let me in. I can't help but wonder if you ever realized how much more we could have had. You kept parts of yourself hidden, and now we're left with only the fragments of a love that could have been whole. Every time I reached for you, it felt like you were pulling away. I regret that you never trusted me enough to let me be the person who could love you, flaws and all. You never gave me the opportunity to love all of you. You hid behind walls of doubt, and now I'm left with a heart full of regret, wondering what we could have built together. You loved me, I know that, but you never let me fully experience your love. You held back, and now I regret that we'll never know how beautiful our love could have been. I always felt like I was chasing a version of you that I'd never catch. You never let me get close enough, and now I'm left with the regret of a love that was never fully realized. You never allowed yourself to be vulnerable with me. I would have cherished every piece of you, but you never gave me the chance. Now, we're left with nothing but the remnants of what could have been. I wish you had trusted me enough to share your true self. You kept me at a distance, and now I'm left with regret, wondering what our love could have become if only you had let me in. There's a pain in knowing that we could have been something more, but you never gave us the chance. You held back, and now we're both left with the regret of what we'll never know. The love I had for you was boundless, but you never let me show you. You kept your heart hidden, and now I regret that I'll never know the full depth of the love we could have shared. I regret that you never let me love you the way I wanted to. You built walls around your heart, and now I'm left wondering if we'll ever know what we could have been. You never let me see the real you. I loved what I knew, but I know there was so much more to you that I never got the chance to love. Now, we're both left with the regret of what could have been. I waited for you to open up, to trust me with your heart, but that moment never came. Now, I'm filled with regret, wondering what our love could have become if only you had let me in. I regret that you never allowed me to love all of you. You kept parts of yourself hidden, and now we'll never know the depth of the connection we could have shared. You never let me fully experience your love. I could feel it, but it was always just out of reach. Now I'm left with the regret of what could have been if only you had let me love you completely. The love I felt for you was real, but you never fully returned it. You held back, and now I'm left with the regret of knowing we'll never know what we could have been if only you had let me in. I regret that you never allowed yourself to love me fully. You kept your heart guarded, and now we'll never know the potential of the love we could have shared. You never gave me the chance to love you in the way I wanted to. You held back, and now I'm left with the regret of what we could have been if only you had let go. The love we shared was beautiful, but it was always incomplete. You never let me in completely, and now I'm left wondering what we could have been if you had only let me love all of you. I regret that you never trusted me enough to show me your true self. You kept parts of yourself hidden, and now we'll never know the beauty of the love we could have shared. You never let me see the depths of your love. You kept me at a distance, and now I'm left with the regret of knowing we'll never know what we could have been together. You never showed me the full beauty of your soul, and now I'm left with the lingering ache of all the love we never got to experience together. I was ready to give you all of me, but you never allowed yourself to meet me halfway. Now, we're both left wondering what could have been. You never took that final leap of faith with me, and now we'll both live with the regret of a love that was left incomplete. I regret that you never allowed me to break down the walls you built around your heart. We could have been so much more if you'd only let me in. You never let me see your heart completely, and now I'm left questioning how deep our connection could have gone if only you had shown me all of you. The moments we shared were precious, but they were only glimpses of what we could have had. You never let me see the full picture, and now that picture remains incomplete. You never let me see the real you, and now I'm haunted by the thought of the life we could have built together if you had trusted me enough to open up. You kept your heart locked away, and now I'm left with the regret that I never got the chance to truly know you.